Mike Herkimer, better known as Herc. Lights for Protest the Hero. I saw my first lighting board about 8 years ago, and I remember falling in love with it right away. But it took me 3 or 4 years to really decide that I wanted to do this professionally, and I've been knee deep in it now for about 4 years, full on. My go-to console has always been the MA2. When I first started, it was when it first came out, so it was the first desk I really adopted as my own. When I started, we were first using a lot of Avos and a lot of Jans 500s and some of the older desks, which was a great entry to lighting. But the first board I ever really made my own was the MA2, and I'm still rocking it. For this show, this is a band that I've been in love with since I was 16 years old. Since the first time I laid my hands on a lighting console, I distinctly remember thinking how cool it would be to work for them because all the opportunities that the music presents. And when it comes to the design process of these guys, the money and the budget in this genre isn't really there to get too artsy and have set pieces and do anything crazy. So what you look for, being a utilitarian when it comes to these designs, it's how can I get all the different things I want out of one fixture, as opposed to, you know, with some bands, you'll get a lot of variety to achieve different things. I really need every fixture on the stage for this kind of band to be working its hardest. The amount of cues in this show, it's got to be over 2,000 or 3,000. I mean, we reuse some cues, which helps keep the number down to a respectable amount, but the band's never repeating themselves, so the lighting really can't either. For this show, we only have the 10 ACLs on the deck and a few Q-Pix battens. So, you know, we really had to be careful in the beginning stages of the set to not blow our load. And the way we do that, we really hold back in terms of the pixels. You'll see a lot of segmented pixel region stuff where we're not using the full fixture to kind of try to hide the lighting rig. But then we'll go and we'll blast it for drum fills. And you'll see a lot of push-pull. And what I mean by that is the approach I like to take to any artist, to any act for that matter, is to always push and pull. What I mean by that is, if I add something, I'll take something out. So with those magic panels, anytime 10 pixels are turning on, 5 are shutting off. And that push and pull will keep the rig kind of mysterious because you never see the full thing until the 6th or 7th song in. With that said, it always feels like it's growing. So by the end of it, you feel like you've seen a huge show because you've seen so much different stuff. But in reality, there's not a lot of gear up there. So Soundbox provided this kit for us. We couldn't be happier to be working with them. The way they work, their flexibility, their professionalism, it's really unparalleled for shows of this size. I needed someone who could kind of ebb and flow with me. In terms of budget constraints and last minute changes, and Soundbox is just so great at doing that, and their inventory really provided us with some great options. Not a lot of guys are carrying ACL 360s or the Q-Pix battens or any of these LED products, and when you're on a tour that really has to run off 4 or 5 circuits in some smaller clubs, your options are really limited, and Soundbox really just has this down to a science. And I mean, furthermore, once they get into the larger format stuff, they really nail that too. But I've noticed over the past few years, the way they've been able to cater to LDs at this level, at bigger levels, and at smaller levels is just unparalleled.